live. We've taken off. We're here now. Yeah. So welcome to the live, and welcome Patrick once again to the channel. And we're going to talk about the oneness of words and your latest, your first book, I think, that you've written, and you've been pushing it and promoting it here, there, and everywhere. There we go. A little bit more of a plug for his book there. For those of you that don't know that Patrick is a languages teacher or a language teacher and teaches Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese.
That's it, yeah. And English.
And English, yes. Why not introduce yourself about who you are, what you do, the different things that you do, and what brought you to kind of like doing the book? We'll just kill a little bit of time while give people a chance to jump on the live.
Yeah, sure, man. Well, by trade, I guess I'm a language teacher. I've been teaching languages when did I start? 2013. I started off teaching English in Senegal, of all places, and then I went to Spain. I moved to Madrid in 2014, and that's where I started my teaching career off. So, like, languages came first for me. I've always been interested in and had a big love for truth. So I've always been researching. Started off with conspiracy theories and whatnot, and the nature of reality, and then as I've kind of gone on my own spiritual path, that's kind of unfolded for me quite naturally. And then I'm also a qualified psychotherapist as well, so that kind of intertwined really nicely with the spiritual realizations and inner work, shadow work as we call it in our spiritual community. Um, then my book, Oneness of Words, came to me and through me really in the past year. Yeah, last year I was in Brazil, and Peru as well for a little bit. And whilst I was in Brazil, I spent a lot of time on the beach and in kind of just in my own energy by myself, living in a flat by myself, and then would go to the beach every evening, and then just the book just came to me in bits, really, kind of in one-liners, and my brain is very good at linking words and doing pattern recognition and whatnot. So yeah, it just ended up just being channeled through me, and yeah, I got to a point where I just had so many great one-liners and paragraphs. I was like, I need to put this into a book. Like, I need to put this into like a format for people to enjoy and get some benefit from. So yeah, that's where the book ended up coming from. And yeah, man. So, hey, since then, we've been speaking off and on for the past few years, really. But certainly in the last year, I'm completely surrendered to life, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I've just letting life live me at the moment, and it's where the books come from essentially. And it's good.
Was
Been a
there anything
great.
in particular when you were in Brazil, when you were sort of like getting all these ideas and things were percolating and formulating while you were like on your own? Was there anything that you were observing yourself that gave you some inspiration? Was it things you were seeing? Was it things you were like hearing, just maybe the ocean, or like what was it that sort of triggered you to give you some of that inspiration to write the book?
I
Anything
think
in particular?
I think it was just being in my own energy. To be honest with you, mate, I was just by myself. So I spent a lot of time by myself. I was learning, improving my Portuguese as
Yeah.
well. So all I was doing with my time was doing my lessons, chilling on the beach, and practicing Portuguese, and spent a lot of time meditating, really, and sitting by the beach, like grounding myself every day, going to the beach and just sitting there watching the waves, and it just the book it just came to me, and then obviously I did ayahuasca as well, which was a
Yeah.
nice bit of clearing. Whew.
Yeah.
And so after that, I mean, the book started coming to me. Yeah, maybe like the first month I was in Brazil. then I started putting it together as a book. And then, yeah, man, after I did the ayahuasca, I just had such a lot of insight in what I'm here to do. And
Mm.
yeah, what people call purpose work kind of started to come to me. Yeah. And I want to help people see the non-duality of words and how that they're just energy, as you know very well.
Mm.
Everything is energy, but words are just energy. Like
Yeah.
these words that I'm speaking to you now, they're casting a spell upon your reality, right? And you're um, being given ideas and thoughts, and they mean something to you. But look at them; they're just vibrations,
Mm.
essentially. Like if I speak to you. Si, por ejemplo, ahora te hablo en español, esas palabras no tienen ni un puto sentido para ti, ¿no? No entiendes lo que estoy diciendo. Just sounds, right? For a
Mm.
Spanish speaker, they're spellcast.
Yeah.
Like it creates images in their minds and it might trigger them or make them feel expanded or elated. So, yeah, words are so powerful, like so
Mm.
powerful, but they're not real in the
Yeah.
sense that you are our essential essence transcends everything, but certainly words, and that's that's my passion, man. That's what I want to help people see. Um, so yeah, that's what I've
Do
been doing.
do you use elements of that? Obviously, you do the psychotherapy work as well, but do you do elements of language within psychotherapy work as well to try and make people maybe realize or see a situation is this, and and then if you break the word down, what it actually means, and do you use any of that within the psychotherapy as well?
Not a great lot. It's something I might develop. I don't know
Mm.
whether it's going to be like a separate therapy in and of itself or just a tool that I might use with a client. But now what I do is get people to analyze like what's going on. For example, and we've done this technique ourselves. What I call ego aikido.
Mm.
So it's the using the force that's coming towards you with aikido. No, instead of what we do in karate, for example, you kind of the force will come towards you. Someone's going to punch you and you block it. Okay, with aikido, the force comes towards you and you use that force. You go with it.
Mm.
What most people do, and this is why they suffer, is when they have an egoic thought or a belief that they don't want with an underlying emotion that they're rejecting. Um, that thought keeps looping and looping and looping and looping, which then obviously influences their karma and everything. But if you can isolate the core belief of the ego and just accept it, for example, if you're worried, let's say about uh, money is a very common one. Oh my god, I don't have enough money. I'm going to do this. I need some more clients. Your ego is like spinning a story. If you can like get it down, distill it down into one underlying belief, like okay, what's the belief of my ego? And that one could be I don't have enough, and
Mm.
that makes me real feared.
Yeah.
And someone who's trained in traditional psychotherapy would say, okay, well let's look at why you have this negative belief. Oh, it's because your mother used to struggle with money, or your father wasn't good with money. That's how they would do it.
Mm.
Positive kind of new agey psychology would say, I do have enough, I am abundant, and they still go against it force wise. But the ego is just gonna like kick your ass
Mm.
essentially
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
times. What you have to do is go with it and go, okay, I don't have enough. Yeah,
Mm.
take that phrase. Go, okay, I don't have enough, and feel the fear that comes up. Feel the fear, the anger, the sadness, and just be with it and feel it. Be very, very present. Be the observer of it. Let it be there. Let the emotions be there. Feel them, cry, whatever kind of comes up. And eventually, if you can alchemize the energy in your body, mind, your field, the actual sentence, I don't have enough, it also alchemizes and will be revealed to you as complete wisdom. Because once you sit with that and realize, I don't have enough, you'll start to be like, what does it mean to have enough? What's the ego
Yeah.
actually saying? Have enough?
Yeah.
Does it mean I don't have food? Like, yeah, it's a crazy statement to make, really.
Yeah.
Once you alchemize the energy, it becomes absolute nonsense. Like, I don't have enough. Well, when do I ever have anything? I've only ever experienced, really, you know, and that's the truth of it. We don't have anything. We
Yeah.
are. We are. You can only say that you are. That's the underlying bottom line of any spiritual tradition or mysticism, religion, whatever it is. I am.
Yeah.
That's all you can say to be true about yourself. So yeah, that's what my book is obviously centered around that. But I use words to show that that's the yeah, that's the ultimate truth of things. And yeah.
Is there anything in the book you'd like to share, like today on the live? You know, maybe have you
Yeah.
got an example of something to do with maybe lack, lacking in something, or maybe a feeling that people might get, and maybe your book might shed some wisdom over that. If you want to share some of that today.
Oh, for sure, man. I mean, yeah, it's full of it. Well, if I can hold the chapters up, maybe people can have a look. So this is what the chapters are: truth,
We've
love,
got
evolving, God is
truth,
good. Yeah,
love, uh,
evolving.
good is God
I'll
is
read them
good.
out. Yeah, truth, love, evolving. God is good. Meditation, the medicine. Respire, spirit. Familiar, family. Perfect partner. Relaxed, relating. United communication. Confident faith. Maybe wealth of wellness. We could do that. Might be on it. Um, temporary time, real reason, labor of love, green energy, heal to wholeness, disease of strictness, vital activity, nurturing nutrition, care and cure, people and people, Earth's heart, unique universe, sun and moon, the planet's plan. So maybe, yeah, 52, let's see. I mean, can I read the introduction first? Because it's
Yeah,
super
yeah,
important.
absolutely.
Okay, so this is the introduction. It's just a page and a half, right? Although this book is not fiction, nothing found in its pages is true. Despite what many other authors, teachers, and preachers may claim, truth transcends language and can only be pointed at. So, what can you expect to find in this book, if not truth? Poetry, words placed together in an attempt to point you, the reader, back to the truth of the oneness of reality. The belief that anything can be apart from the whole is a dream, an impossibility that we as humans have mistakenly taken to be true. We feel we are separate from one another and are now living out the horrendous result of this erroneous belief. Fear, war, and other untold evils are inevitable consequences of wholeness believing itself to be separate. Reality is one, and as a lover of languages and truth, my goal with this particular creation is to show you how words themselves point back to this undeniable fact. Some might describe what is written here as white magic, others could interpret it as poetry. As the author, I prefer the latter interpretation, as the word poetry itself comes from the Greek poiesis, meaning making or creation. Everything is poetry because everything is creation. And as poetry expresses the poet, a creation always points back to its creator. With this in mind, as you read this particular creation, sit with any pointer that resonates and allow the mind to rest in silence. For ironically, it is only in silence that one can realize the oneness of words.
Mm.
So that's the introduction. That's the key part that people, I mean, you'd hope they read the introduction first, right? But I want to get that clear to people. Like, nothing written in this book or any other book is true. Truth is the whole. It's God. We are truth expressed, which is why, I mean, we are creator beings, right? We're made in the image of the creator. We are the creator expressed. And that's why our beliefs create reality. So in Spanish, for example, the verbs to be, excuse me, the verbs to believe and to create are these. To believe is creer, and to create is crear. All right. And the first person conjugations of those verbs are the same. So you say yo creo for I believe, and yo creo for I create. Because creation is belief. Belief is creation. What you
Yeah.
believe, you create. And that's because you are the creator. You are the whole expressed.
So that's like
Um,
when they talk about like manifestation is believing that you already have it, um, and sitting with that, and sitting with the emotion of that you've already achieved what you're looking for, and you've already got it. So yeah.
yeah, exactly, because you are it.
Mm,
You are it. This what we experience is a reflection. It's a
mm,
reflection Like some people like to put it into the levels of consciousness, like the fifth dimension or the spiritual realms, and then the fourth, which is kind of the mind, and then the third dimension, which is this like material plane that we're experiencing. Um, but yeah, it's the world. The world is a mirror. It's a complete mirror. Um, well, I could go on and talk about that and talk about what's happening on the world stage as well if you want, but we'll focus on
Focus on the book. Stick to
yeah,
topic.
yeah. I'll
Don't
make
do
right.
what I do and just go all over the place.
Hey, I mean, people, unless the people are interested, we Dan definitely talk about that stuff as well. But yeah, wealth of wealth. Do you want me to read a whole chapter? I mean, it's a few pages, but or shall I read
So,
like a snip?
which chapter are you on? What you reading?
So, wealth of wellness,
Right. Okay.
wealth
Go
of
for it.
wellness.
Go as far as you feel you need to go to get the point across. But you can read the whole thing for me. But I know you've been talking all day, so I don't want you
Yeah,
to
yeah,
wear your voice out.
yeah. And the thing is with this book, it's best if you can like read. You have to read it to see like. Can you see that on the
I
screen?
can see like the bold letters,
Yeah.
the bold words.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bold bits. That's where the etymology is. You know, for example, let's see, dépenser. Trying to think one. Okay, there's a few good one-liners in here. So, your where your dime is spent is the dimension of reality you will experience. So spend it wisely. Yeah. The verb to spend in Spanish is gastar, and where you gastar your gas is where your interdimensional time traveling car that is your mind will drive you. All right. So here it's just talking about expenditure
Mm,
of your energy, and it begins with your thoughts. So it says here. So be mindful. Know that expenditure of your energy begins with your thoughts. In French, dépenser means to spend, and penser means to think. So your pensées, your thoughts, okay, are your precious pennies that you should only spend on that which you wish to create. Start making conscious investments today by spending your energy on the best thoughts. Invest in the best. There's a lot of lines in
mm.
here. I could read the whole thing. Um, yeah, there's so much.
Is there going to be a second volume, do you think?
Do you know what, mate? I think the next step for me with this is to maybe not do a second volume, but there is a lot of like, etymology that I have left out because obviously I had to cut it down. And I don't like big books like this. For me, is perfect size book.
Yeah,
Something
it's
like
manageable, isn't it? Sometimes
yeah,
you look at a really big book and think, "Oh, that's going to be hard work. I can't be asked with that." And you give up
yeah.
halfway through.
No. This book, it's a book people can get and just read like a bit every day,
Mm,
and it will just increase your frequency as your awareness kind of goes back to it just wakes you up. You know, it's like what are people? It's like having I don't know a shot of coffee or something.
yeah,
Spiritually speaking,
yeah.
you just oh yeah. So when your mind's there, your ego mind's going, "Meh, meh, meh, meh," and you're here, you're just like, okay, let me just read the chapter truth. You know, let me just come back to it, and it talks about I think it's yeah. So this chapter truth, it says well, I'll tell you it rather than read it from there. But the word for mind in Italian and Spanish is mente, okay,
Mm,
and the verb to lie is mentir, okay, because that's what the mind does. The mind lies. The mente, like that's what it does. That's where we get the word mentality from in English, and
mm,
it's and intuitively we know the mind lies because that's why we say when someone's crazy in British English anyway, we call someone mental. Do you
mm.
know? You
Yeah,
never hear someone who's like yapping to themselves on the street or like getting really angry at themselves, like, "Wah." No one's ever going to say, "Oh, he's heart centered." No,
yeah, yeah,
he's mental. He's mental because he's up here. You know, he's
yeah.
living in very much in his own illusions and
Mm,
delusions, and in the realm of separation. You know, because that's what the mind operates through. It's always duality. It can't fathom like this. What a lot of people I did the event today, right? they pick it up, they be like resonate with them, and then they try and wrap their mind around it. The mind can't
Mm.
get it. It's a realization of the
It's
truth.
more of a feeling game, isn't it? It's like you have to
Mm,
feel into it. You feel into the energies of the words. It's like whenever I'm listening to someone, or maybe you're listening to someone, or if somebody's listening to you or reading a book, you read it, and then so you rationally try and take. You obviously read it, and you're physically rationally trying to take it in. But there's an aspect of you internally which kind of like it doesn't really understand it, and you have to feel, and you see it's like anything of a spiritual nature. I think we often feel, and if you've had like a therapy session, or you've had some healing, it's never really the first that day that you feel the result. It's usually 2 or 3 days later when it sort of like you start to feel it in the body. And it's a little bit like that, I think, when you're receiving like a download or some sort of information, you don't really understand it initially straight away, but after maybe 2, 3 days, you're able to process it internally in
mm.
your internal sort of um, your intuition, or that inner inner knowing that you've got, and that's where it all kind of like I feel it comes from.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's frequency essentially. I mean, I think pretty much everyone has had the experience of reading The Power of Now for the first time. You read it, and you're like, it resonates, but I don't get it. Like,
Mm,
what does he mean? Like, the mind can't get it. The first
yeah,
time you read it, it's like that. Second time you read, you get it a bit more. Third time, yeah, yeah. It's like, oh, so over the years, as your frequency kind of um, rises, or
mm,
inner spaciousness opens up, um, you get it. You just get it, but it's not an intellectual thing. Like, you don't need to think about the fact that you are. You just
yeah,
you know that you are. And
yeah,
the spiritual path is one of not knowing, in the sense of letting go of intellectual knowing. And
mm,
I write in the book to stop knowing and start nowing. That's
yeah,
it's the only way is to realize profoundly you know nothing. You know nothing. And even that sentence, if you can sit with the contractions, because our self-worth has been conditioned into us of knowing things,
mm, yeah,
knowing
yeah,
things, being good at things. But if you can sit with the truth, the absolute capital T truth of you know nothing.
mm,
I know absolutely nothing. And if you can sit with that, then actually that sentence in and of itself, as the energy alchemizes, will alchemize as well. And it goes, I know nothing, nothing, no thing. I know no thing. Yeah, I
yeah,
know no thing. There are no things, and you
yeah,
start to realize the oneness of reality or non-duality. But it's always, yeah, very much in letting go, and yeah, and walking into the unknown, which is it's terrifying. That's why
mm.
most
Well,
people.
and that drives the ego and the mind a little bit crazy, doesn't it? Especially when you sort of explain something like that to somebody that might be very much in the mind, is that you know nothing. Saying something like that to somebody is just is just like probably the worst thing you can do, because it
Uh,
will really, really like trigger them.
mm,
So yeah. But hopefully the
yeah,
people that watch this, the subscribers and whatever, that'll see it, they'll be on a similar
mhm,
wavelength as ourselves.
yeah.
So yeah,
But
kudos, I think.
it's something you can't. It's a self-realization,
Mm,
like you're spot on. You can't say to someone, you know nothing.
yeah,
Like, it has to come from them. You
yeah,
can, I mean, there are ways of doing it therapeutically and whatnot, but still, you've got to. It's a very different environment having someone who's coming to you for therapy to hold space to gently reflect back, and query and use techniques like NLP or whatever. Um, Very different from. that to and it's always the case anyway, and this is what we call the spiritual ego. No, when you kind of have the realizations and expansions of the mind of reality, oh, you realize self and non-duality, and then the ego kind of sneakily comes back online, and to reinforce its sense of self, then starts to call itself a guru or spiritual teacher, or and we've seen, well, I mean, we're in beautiful times now, mate, aren't we? Because we've seen the fall of yeah, the illusion of a guru or a teacher or whatever.
Yeah.
We're coming way out of that now. We're into uh, the age of Aquarius for sure. Of like
Mm.
no more believing. You know, this is the main bit of this book. I said like, please, like, do not believe what's in here. You don't need to believe. Truth does not need to be believed in. So if anyone tells you this is the truth or you need to believe this,
Mm.
that ain't it.
Yeah.
That ain't the one. You are truth. You are truth expressed. Yeah, man. That's what I'm passionate about. Leaving. I write in the book. Leave the leaves of belief behind. Um, that's why I've got like you see the one. See all like the leaves here. You got little
Oh yeah,
words
yeah.
on them. This one here. I don't know if you can say it's a bit blurry. Is belief. You know,
Ah.
the one that's fallen. The one that's fallen is belief. Like
So
and
leave it be.
leave the leaves. I think in the book I talk about um, the word for leaf uh, and sheet, like a sheet of paper,
Mm.
in French and Spanish and in Italian as well. But I use the Spanish. I think is the same. So in Spanish it's hoja, hoja. Una hoja is the like a sheet of paper, and also a leaf from a tree, which
Mm.
makes sense, right? Because these made from trees, no? Wood.
Yeah.
Um, I say leave the leaves of beliefs behind. And obviously, you probably know about the be life. You've got the word lie in the middle of belief
Mm.
um,
Yeah, yeah,
as well. Like it's
yeah.
yeah, no. I'm passionate about that. Yeah, which has it's led some interesting conversations with people. but
But yeah, for sure. I mean, like we've had some like really interesting chats over the years, on the channel, and it's been cumulative of what you do, words, languages, and how it interplays with our everyday life and our whatever goes on in life and the different meanings of the words as well. And like you say, the words themselves are just an energy, and it okay, some words you can use and you won't feel an energy, but there are certain words that you can use. Like if you tell someone to F off or whatever, then you can feel that, or if you tell someone that you love them, you can feel that. It's a deep resonance that you feel within. Um, and and even like when you actually say it, when you say to somebody, "Oh, I love you," you actually feel it more here in the chest. Whereas if you feel the words of anger, like you're telling someone to fuck off or whatever, you feel it in the belly. You feel it lower down because it comes from like a place of like real deep rooted groundedness and a really deep energy. So yeah, it's really interesting. And it's only really since like chatting to you over the years that it's made me think a little bit more about how words are used and how we say words and how we kind of like take this uh this spelling for granted, really, what we're using.
Yeah, yeah. Words are incredibly powerful. Yeah, like you said, spelling is obviously why we spell cast words. You spell them out and broadcasting our messages. And my real passion, man, is because there's a lot of people who've become aware of this. Certainly in recent years, kind of post COVID and whatnot of black magic,
Mm.
and you'll have people who will say they won't say good morning, for example, because good morning, like morning is like you mourn when you mourn someone,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
on one hand, I completely get that, and I'm also free speech, obviously, free speech, absolutist. So say whatever you want. If you want to say grand rising or good day, for example, instead of good morning, because you recognize, oh yeah, there's some kind of maybe some black magic going on there now. Fine, but do not degrade yourself by giving your power away
Mm.
so strongly, because words are just they're symbols.
Yeah.
They're symbols. And with this book, I show that they're non-dual. It's just they can mean anything. This just happens to be pure white magic that I've written here. And I thought, kind of jokingly, wouldn't it be interesting? And someone actually asked me today. They were like, "But couldn't you just write, like really negative spells?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's called black magic. Like
Mm.
you can for sure. I could write a book from channeled from a very like dark and a place of separation with the intention to spell cast real darkness onto people. Um, I could use words for that as well. Of course you can. But the point is that they are they're not the power. You are the power.
Mm.
Words are, like I said, symbols, and that goes for anything. By the way, this is what I think. What I'm really passionate about is words, of course, but even the old symbols. You see the same kind of people. They get upset by this. Do you know?
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
Even that symbols that have been used, like on one hand, yeah, for sure, and there is a lot of weight behind collective beliefs. About say, for example, like a tribe in Africa. I don't know if we might have talked about this before. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. But imagine you go to like a tribe in Africa and they have a witch doctor. And maybe you go there and you don't believe it and whatnot. But the fact that all of the people believe it there and like generations and generations of them believe it, you'll be influenced by that energy. You'll obviously be influenced a lot more if you're open-minded to it. If you're
Mm.
closed off, you're like, nah, this is bullshit. No, no, no.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
yeah, you're going to be more protected. Um, you are the power. However, if an unconscious mind kind of of course can be influenced by black magic, the news, what the government say. Legalese is a actually solidified system of black magic, so it's slightly different, and that stuff definitely does need to get dismantled. But that's not my realm. I'm not interested in fighting the good fight on that level. But yeah, man.
Yeah. I was having a chat with Gordon, uh, and I've got a video coming out. We did a podcast just what day was it? Yesterday. And so we've got a video coming out on Wednesday next week, and we were kind of like chatting about like where we're at energetically and collectively and what have you, and things that are going on. And we're both kind of in agreement now that there's no point pushing anymore. There's no point trying to tell anybody. And in fact, the system that is currently in place is doing the job for us now, because there's that much kind of um, awakening energy in people, and that much that is becoming, whether you want to call it online or switched on or whatever. There's that much already, that impetus is already there, that people are now becoming aware that, there's something not quite right here, or that doesn't feel right. And now we can just let that do what it needs to do, and it will just burn away at itself. And that's kind of like what we're seeing, that this sort of demise of everything now is just how it is going. And on TikTok, I think it was 2023, I'd shared a sort of a video, and it was Dolores Cannon talking about how the Earth is going to go through this whole split, and this this 5D consciousness and all this sort of stuff that she talks about quite a lot. Um, and then, but somebody had commented on that video saying, "But nothing's changed since then." It's like, I think just walking around like this, I just like totally, totally blinking. And I think if you can't see how much has actually changed and how much people have evolved within themselves, and that they're all stepping up to become empowered and find their own strength and get over stuff. that is spiritual evolution in action, you know, and
Yeah.
and this is what we're going through now. It's absolutely massive. It really is. And just your words alone from that book. I mean, if somebody wants to buy a copy, where do they get it from?
Best place Amazon, unfortunately.
Right.
I'll drop a link. Can I write a comment in there?
I think so. You should be able to. Can you see what people are writing as well?
I can see, yeah, but I can't work out how to talk off.
I can always link it in the. If you send me the link over, I
Yeah.
can pop it in the descriptions box as well.
Awesome.
Um, Once the video gets kind of uploaded to YouTube, and then people, if you want to
Mm.
go and check it out and check out Patrick's book, The Oneness of Words, um, and check it out over on Amazon. But yeah, I'll link it below in the descriptions box for people to go and check out.
Thank you. Thank you.
So how was today? How was the fair? What was it all about? What was going on?
It was great. It was decent. It was only my second event I've done. The first one was a big one, which was a 2-dayer, like big event with a lot of speakers and whatnot. This one was pretty much yeah in a village hall, essentially, a memorial hall. But it was a very good event. How many stall holders? Maybe like 25, maybe more, maybe like 30 stall holders.
Hmm.
Um, Standard kind of spiritual woo woo
Yeah, yeah,
fair, like crystals, a couple of people doing Reiki, like energy healing, tarot, things like that.
yeah, yeah,
And yeah, me with my book. And yeah, it was good, mate. It was good. I feel very happy to be out speaking
mm,
now and sharing. I feel very ready. I feel very grounded and yeah, like the year of the horse, whatever
yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
The
Like,
fire horse. Yeah.
oh man, I felt yeah. A couple of weeks before, I was being like pushed into into action, and kind of
Mm,
me personally, last bit of shedding karmic patterns and relationships has pretty much happened now for the yeah past like week
mm.
gone, and I feel yeah good. Um, Yeah, so yeah, excited, mate, excited, and so
Yeah,
interesting seeing people's reactions to it as well. Like, yeah, so interesting. It's a deep book. It's very deep and to the point.
mm.
So yeah, it's interesting seeing one woman cried.
Really.
Yeah, she walked in. So I've got like a little pot. I said I'll take a quote. She took one of the quotes, read it, resonated with her. She then flipped to the page. Um, I think it was in Wealth of Wellness actually. She just started reading it, and I let people just have their space, read it, and whatnot. I could just see her eyes were starting to go, and I was like, oh. And then she just started burst out crying and crying and crying. Had to like put it down, and then she like walked away and went and did some uh, something grounding, or I don't know what she was doing, but like speaking to other people or whatnot. And then at the end, she came back round and she's like, I need this book. I need this book. And I was like, okay, thank you. You okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Just, I
Wow.
think the frequency is just it packs a
Yeah.
punch, you know. So for some people, some people are open to it and they're like, wow, that resonates deeply. Others, the defenses are going to be up straight away, which is
Mm.
also perfect, by the way, because you know very well, as well as I do, man. Like, Jesus, like awakening is it's no picnic. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't want to force consciousness onto someone who's not, if their
yeah.
field's not ready for it. Like, no, like the
Yeah.
defenses,
No. No,
people
no.
listening to this, like, man, people listen to this, like, if your ego, you've noticed like there's a pattern and stuff, and you're a bit like, oh God, why is it still there? Sometimes just be grateful,
Mm,
just be grateful for it. You'll only ever be, because of the way of energy, be presented with exactly what you can alchemize if you're open and wanting to
mm,
anyway. But yeah, man, it's no. yeah, it's no joke. Like it really isn't the stuff that we're collectively going through, but there's certainly, yeah, individually, collectively, it's the same.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, it's no joke. So yeah, it's interesting for me to just just to.
yeah, yeah,
I'm glad it's the format that it's in, and like yeah, I read you the introduction earlier. Like, don't believe anything that's written in this book. Like, truth transcends it. So someone might read it, it's right in their heart, and they're like, oh, they will awaken or have like a glimpse of their true essence. And some people they'll be like, oh, that's nice poetry, or oh, that's interesting etymology, or it's good. It's a soft. It's
yeah,
nice and for like a big, powerful truth. It's a nice, soft thing for people to, yeah, have.
yeah. It's like a soft step into the truth, isn't it? So
Mm.
yeah, um, I might have to. Oh, battery's getting low. I think I'll be getting a copy myself. To be fair, at some point. So yeah,
Yeah, you would
yeah.
love it. You would love
That you were
it.
just saying there about the words and what have you, and about the
Mm,
vibration, your vibrational field. I was watching a short. I think it was on Instagram this morning, a short video, and it was about affirmations and people that use affirmations and what the guy was saying, and I saw like, yeah, I quite like that. And he was saying if you're saying affirmations just for this, just for kind of like the sake of it, of thinking that using them affirmations is going to increase your vibration or it's going to bring something in, it won't
mm,
do anything. But the only
mm,
reason why you do the affirmations is say the affirmations for the vibrational field that you are currently at, and then
mm,
you will attract that you're wanting to affirm, which is like a little bit like what you were saying before about ego aikido,
mm,
is rather than trying to force it away with maybe if maybe you're feeling really low and you're feeling really down, but you're just saying affirmations, say, oh, I'm filled with love, I'm filled with so much joy, I'm filled with so much compassion, but vibrationally you're not. It's just going to hit and it's not going to do
well, that
anything.
few.
So yeah, so really, really interesting. And when I heard it, that made me think of you and the ego aikido, and I just thought, you know what? Yeah, that resonates. That really, really does.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I think what you were talking about earlier with yeah, with Gordon and just to from letting things be, not trying to force or to awaken anyone or anything. That's like a very wise place to get to. Um, and I do think, yeah, we're definitely shifting
Mm,
that way collectively. And yeah, and do it with yourself as well. Do it with yourself. The same thing. Like no resistance, no resistance. Just yeah, let it be and observe. Like people, I know why, because it's scary to just let things be, let them come up. But if you
mm,
can do the ego aikido, face it head on. Right, man. Oh my goodness, I don't understand how people survive without without writing, without
mm,
writing down what's going on. If you can start writing on any level, like for some people, it's very scary to write down exactly what their ego is saying. In counseling, we do something called unsent letters. Have you heard of that before?
mm. Is it these ones that you look back at in the future?
No, no, no. I you can do. I mean, you can keep your shadow work diary if you want and whatnot. But no, an unsent letter is imagine your mind's having a lot of projections, right? Something's happened to you. You've been traumatized by a person,
Mm,
and your mind is like very, very triggered still. We were holding that like resentment or anger and whatnot. Instead of resisting it and going into the superego and going, like, I shouldn't be feeling like this because I'm spiritual, or oh no, that person wasn't that bad. I shouldn't be anything like that. It's still the ego resisting the
mm,
emotion, you know. So a good way to get it out, because obviously one has normally reached that realization that okay, I don't want these thoughts anymore. I know deep down that I want to forgive. Um, and I don't want to project out onto this person anymore and say
Mm.
they're their fault, they're in it, because I know they've just they've acted unconsciously, but the energy is still present in your field. So a good way to get it out is to do an unsent letter. So I mean, I've written some doozies in my time, mate. Oh, everyone's got it. Everyone, God, family members, friends, teachers, whatever. Write out, dear, no, whatever your ego is, whoever your ego is protecting on, you are, and then write exactly what your ego wants to write, and don't hold
Mm.
back. So go, "Du- du- du," and eventually, as you write it, it will start to get lighter because you're doing it from a conscious place. You know, you're observing it. You're not doing it from a place of black magic, where
Mm.
you're trying to manifest it in your finger and try and make your voodoo doll of them. No, no, you're
Yeah.
observing it. You're like this. Okay, I'm not my ego because I'm that which is observing this. Okay, and you write it out, and you just like you are all of it, all of it. You know, feel the anger. And eventually, right, and it gets lighter and lighter, and then wisdom starts to come through, like the light starts to shine
Mm.
through, and you get to a point where you're like, oh, and then you rip it up, but burn it, get rid of it, and you're like, done. For me, that is what people who do rituals of like burning
Like the fire
things.
ceremonies and things. Yeah.
That's what they're trying to do, but a lot of them bypass the emotions, so they
Yeah.
don't. It's kind of like putting a plaster on it, and it's for the ego. Really, the ego's like, oh, I've forgiven that person because it's in the fire now. But really, they're in a child. Their ego is fuming still,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
really, really in pain, and it will project onto someone else, even if it's not projecting onto that person.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's the full thing. There are um, definite powers in rituals like
Mm.
that, but the inner work has to be the first and foremost thing you do.
Yeah.
Feeling the emotion, you know.
It might be quite good to do another joint live in the future, a little bit more about that. Go a little bit more deeper with it, because it'll be. I mean, a lot of people a lot of my clients, I always say to them, if you're having any sort of like issues, if the mind's overactive, just sit with your thoughts, and then when you're aware of it and all, just write it all down. Write everything
Mhm.
down. Write down what you're feeling. Write down what you're going through. Why it's making you feel that way. Just let it all out. And neuroscience has shown that, like, when you just from writing something out, something like weird and magical happens between the brain and the hand. And by
Yeah.
writing it out, you take it out of the head, you put it onto paper, and then you throw it away, you rip it up, you burn it, whatever you want to do. It really is a fascinating way of working. I mean, I've done fire rituals and things like that before in the past, um, but that is kind of like another level. I've never done that sort of that level before, where I've actually um, written all that sort of like really heavy stuff down, just to shift it and be with it. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna give that a go.
Yeah. Yes, it's powerful. It's powerful stuff. And you might even find, or people listening to this who are like, yeah, I want to do this, and you sit down and write, and a lot of fear comes up, and the
Mm,
ego starts to trying to defend itself. But what you can do, you can start from that. I
yeah,
say to people, to my clients or whatnot, I am really scared to write this.
yeah,
I'm really scared to write what I'm writing down now because I don't know what I'm going to write. And if I don't, there's no
yeah,
resistance, no resistance. And you write as much as you want, but you'll find that once that initial resistance, once that you let go,
yeah,
flows because the energy starts to
yeah.
go, starts to come up. So
It's a
it's
bit
just the
like
inertia. It's done it the other way.
like automatic writing in a way, isn't it? It's just like you're just letting yourself channel the emotions,
Mhm.
channel the stuff, and just let it all come out. I know a lot of people try to do that, but I think sometimes they get too stuck in the head and don't just let it flow and get into that nice flow state to just let it go. Um, and again, that's the ego, I suppose, trying to hold on to that little bit of stuff because it doesn't want to let go. It doesn't want to release this stuff because that's what gives it the identity. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
yeah, interesting. Yeah, really
yeah,
good.
yeah, man.
Um,
Yeah, you're right. Identity. in the book I taught, identity is identity. You
Mm,
know, the more heavily identified you are with your illusory separate sense of self, the denser your energy field is going to be. And then maybe we don't need to get into this, but like that's how very like narcissistic
mm,
beings. Then they're so out of touch, let's say, with their life force energy
yeah.
of their inner source. That's when they have to like tap into to others, another energy field, and these types. I mean, when, like even with the spiritual events and stuff, I'm aware of the
Mm,
ones who
yeah.
the
Yeah.
the ones who give and the ones who take. You can be
Yeah.
really sensitive to it. You're like, okay, and that's what the ego does as
Mm,
well. So it's the nature of a parasite. It is the ego is a in its expression it is a parasite, which is why like the stuff you talked about with Gordon of how like the controlling powers of our like governments and things, why they act in such a way is because they are a manifestation of our collective ego.
mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, study yourself and everything becomes very clear, like because it's a fractal reality we live in, there's only one. So when you study yourself you're like, oh, makes so much sense, oh my god. And that's when perceived wisdom comes from. It's just from just observe yourself. And
Well, that's where a lot of this, like we were saying earlier, that's how all these structures are created because people become so lost in the identity of themselves that they need somebody else to try and save them. So they put their faith and their trust in a government, which is basically like mind control, um, using hypnotic techniques through the media to create that control. But as soon as you let go of the aspect that they're there for nothing more than themselves and their own gains and being controlled by somebody else behind their shoulders, once you let go of that paradigm and let go of that belief system, then you're totally separate from it and you're free to do that stuff that you need to do because you're no longer identified with that external reality that you felt so um, meshed and connected to it in a way.
mhm. Yeah, it's I think like what Dolores Cannon was alluding to. It's just frequency. There's
Mm,
frequency.
yeah,
Dense frequency and less dense. And that's what the like enlightenment.
yeah,
That's how I see it anyway. It's an enlightening of one's mind body field. That's
yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
yeah. Mm.
yeah, yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna have to head off. I mean, we've been
Mm.
chatting for nearly an hour,
Yeah, it's
but
been good, man.
my battery is running low. But it's been so good to see you again,
Likewise.
and to catch up. And I wish you so much uh, in the world with this book, and I really hope
Yeah.
it does really really well for you. And well, I know that it will. I know that it will because you've just got the openness and the heart, to go in the direction that you want it to go, and you're living in your frequency of what you desire and what you've got that passion behind you that's driving you
Mm.
forward. So keep doing it, keep going, keep
Thank
doing
you.
what you're doing,
Thank
keep helping to awaken one soul at a time with you on your journey as well. And let's catch up again soon. Let's do another live, maybe in a few weeks' time, and we'll maybe dip into some of the things we've talked about today.
Yeah, mate. Hey, likewise. Thanks for having me on, bro. And yeah, much love to you, mate.
Yeah.
It's been good
All right.
chatting, pal. Well, yeah, catch up. Yeah, just shoot me a message, mate. And like topic wise,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so happy for you to like sit and do this format and ask questions, and we'll just have like a back and forth from whatever direction you want to go. And like,
Can you do lives on your channel?
I don't know if I can yet. I don't
I was
know.
gonna say because if you can, I can join you on your channel if you like. We just do like
Yeah,
back and forth, but let me know if you can because I'm happy to go on yours and maybe it might
I don't
inspire
think.
some over on yours.
I don't think I can on
Mm.
it.
Or
We'll find.
we could just do a Zoom chat and I can share the video with you and then you can share it on your channel as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. We'll figure it out, mate. We'll
we'll
figure it out.
figure something out. Yeah, yeah.
Be good.
Okay,
Okay.
mate. Well, you take care.
Cheers.
Much love and toodaloo for now.
Bless you, bro. All right. God bless, man. See you soon.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye.